Marnium, so these are important questions to be able to understand for your test. Usually this is going to come from 5.6. So it says A, B, and C, three different questions. For A, find the equation of a parabola given the following points: -5 and 0, 1 and 0, and we've got 3 and 16. Okay, let's start with A, and we know immediately that if we look at these two first points, this one and this one, that these are the zeros of the parabola. So if I quickly draw a little sketch, we know that the parabola is going to intersect those 2 points, -5 and 0, 1 and 0. So it's going to look something like this. There's my 1 and 0, and here's my -5 and 0. Okay? So those are the zeros of the function. Because I'm given the zeros, I know that I'm going to have to write the equation of the parabola something like this. Y equals A, because I never know what my A is, plus R1 multiplied X plus R2. Okay? Now, R1 and R2 are the zeros, but we don't want to take them as -5. If you remember, when we factor a parabola, what we do is we say x plus 5 equals 0, so then x minus 5 is the 0. To give you an example of what I'm saying, if I write y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3, I need two numbers that add into this and then multiply into that. So that's going to be x plus 3 and x plus 1. Okay, because 3 plus 1 is 4, 3 multiplied 1 is 3. That means my zeros are -3 and -1. So what I need to do here is understand that these are the points on the x-axis. So I need to flip their signs and able to put them back in the graph. Here I have got -5 and +1, so I'm going to input +5 and -1. Okay. Now I don't know what my A is. To find A, what I'll need to do is I'll have to sub in these points over here, or this point rather, 3 and 16, where 3 is an X and 16 is a Y. I know I can sub this into the equation because it's on the parabola, let's say somewhere here. So sub it in. 16 is equal to 3 plus 5, 3 minus 1, and I leave the A. 16 is equal to 8, 2, and then that simplifies to that. When I divide 16 from both sides, I get that 1 is equal to A. Alright, now that I have that, I have an equation of the parabola. So the parabola is equal to y, 1 where the A was, x plus 5 multiplied x minus 1. Okay, and if I want to find the vertex, you know that's pretty easy. You'll do x1 plus x2, those are your zeros, divided by 2, and those are going to be the actual zero values. So then that's going to be -5 plus 1 over 2, which is equal to -2. And then if I put this back into this equation here, then I'll get the y value. And so then that's equal to y equals 1 multiplied -2 plus 5 and -2 minus 1. So then y is equal to, once you simplify all this, you get here, this is +3, that's -3, that's going to give you -9. Okay, and so then the vertex is -2, -9. And then if I were to write this equation in vertex form, well, I'd have to do y is equal to a x minus h all squared plus k. And so y equals a, again, you don't know what the a is. You've got x minus h, well, h here is -2, so it becomes +2, squared minus 9. And now we just need to find out what a is by doing the same process we did over there, putting in 3 and 16. But I'll give you a hint, if this a was 1, then this a also has to be 1. So then the final equation here is x plus 2 squared minus 9.